na 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 na. You'll be alright, 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 oh, okay, okay, okay. I'll be okay, alright, 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 alright,
Alright, good morning everyone. Isang magandang makulimlim na araw po sa ating lahat. Good morning Coach RD and Coach and King. Good morning.
Good morning, good
Magandang
morning.
umaga. Okay, bati ka muna.
Magandang umaga sa ating mga viewers. Okay, sa ating 5 million viewers, good morning. Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat. Cloudy ba ngayon? Hindi ko makikita no? It's a sunny Friday morning and I hope you guys are okay, staying safe and dry, okay, for the past few days.
Yeah. And good morning, everyone. Omi, good morning to you. Wow, si Omi goes on. Oh, patalis na kaibigan namin yan in this V. Oh, daming kilala yan si Omi. Grabe, kung network lang. Ako. Pag nag-share yan ng video natin, watch party, nako. Baka umakit na sa 50 million viewers tayo. Grabe yan si Omi. Good morning to you, sunny and cool breeze. Yes. Oh, maliwanag na ngayon kasi katatapos lang ng bagyong Ulysses. Yan. So sana okay kayong lahat. You're all safe after the storm. Sana yung hindi kayo binaha or kung binaha man kayo o pinasok ng tubig yung bahay ninyo ay nakapagbinis-binis na po tayo. Dahil it's a new day. Sabi nga sa Bible, di ba, His mercies are new every morning. Yan. So, bagong araw, new hope. And Friday the 13th. Hello! Friday the 13th. Naniniwala ba kayo? Friday the 13th. Wala. Hindi na naniniwala dyan. Pero just the same, it's a payday weekend this week. So, labas lang tayo mamayang pagkatapos ng trabaho kung if you work, if you go to office for work and you're in the BGC area, please don't forget to drop by the keg. Yeah. Sponsors natin, King. Andyan ba? Mga sponsors natin.
Sige.
Oh, batiin natin para tumaas naman yung sponsors natin. Diba? Oh, yeah.
We'd like to thank our sponsors. Kape Tayo is brought to you by Brewed to Go, Kylie Bakes, Oil MG, Bake King, Food Station Online, and The Keg. Yan.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And I'd like to greet my mom pala who's watching.
Hey!
Thank you so much.
Good morning po.
Good morning. Hi, tita. Nakakasaki, tita.
Si Boots. Okay, good morning rin.
Kaya na. Okay, good morning. The sun is finally out again, hopefully to dry the earth. Yan. The earth in Metro Manila and the Philippines. Kasi malamang sa hindi, tuyo naman sa ibang parte ng mundo.
Baka yung sa iba, gusto nila umulan, ano? Sobrang dry na.
Oo. Sino pa ba kasama natin, Tristan?
Yan, si Jared, kapatid ni Gia. Good morning sa iyo, bro.
Mm.
And
Meron pa?
then, si Alfred. Good morning, bro. Good morning, gents. Yan. And then, Weng. Okay, we missed you the other day, Weng. So, have a blessed morning then.
Oo nga. Naunahan
Ayan.
ka ni ano? Sino bang nauna kay ano? Si Milver. Si Milver Padilla. Naunahan si Weng nung Wednesday. Sabi na, nawala si Weng Siya yung unang-unang bumabati ng good morning. Yeah. Pero we're glad that you're back, Weng. We're glad that you're back with us. And we hope that everybody has a very good morning. 42 days till Christmas. Oy, mga kapatid. 42 days.
Parang
Ay,
napaka-surreal na ang lapit-lapit na. Parang,
correct.
kasi ngayon, di ba, like, kunyari, actually, dapat nga mga 90 days or 100 days before Christmas. Parang yung mga Christmas songs, part na ng life mo, di ba? Kasi when you go out,
Correct.
diba, sa radyo or sa mall. Pero ngayon, dahil hindi ako pumupunta masyado sa mall, hindi ko naririnig. So, dito lang sa bahay kami nakakapag-Christmas song.
Padalahan na lang kita ng playlist ni Sir Jose Marichan.
Ay,
Para you feel it in the air. Ayan.
Oo nga.
Yes.
Oo nga.
tinatanong lang namin sino ba to? Si Alexa. Hey Alexa, play, ano ba?
So nice. This is fascinating.
O yan? May gising na.
Sumasagot. Gising na si Alexa.
Oo nga, that's so nice.
Oo. Sabihin nyo nga sa atin mga kapatid at saka yung mga nanonood at saka nakikinig sa atin kung kaya nyo mag-type kasi kung papunta kayo sa work tapos nakikinig kayo on Facebook Live, huwag kayo magta-type kasi mamaya ma-aksidente kayo, kami pa maging dahilan. Kasi nakikinig ako sa kapitayan, nagta-type ako kasi sumasagot ako eh. Huwag nyo po kaming gawing dahilan ng aksidente ninyo. Pero kung nakikinig kayo, kung kaya nyo mag-type, paki-type nga sa amin kung nag-brown out ba sa inyo nung nakarang bagyo, itong Ulysses kahapon or starting Wednesday ng gabi, kung nag-brown out ba sa inyo. Yan. Kasi nakapahinga si Alexa ni assistant ni King dahil nag-brown out sa kanila. Sabi ni Alexa, ay salamat. Puro utos lang to si
Nakapag-day off.
Kapitan King. Nakapag-day off. So sa ating tatlo dito, sino nag-brown out sa atin? Sa inyo, Tristan, nag-brown out ba?
Hindi, nag-flicker lang yung power pero hindi naman natuloy. So, thank you, Lord.
Wow.
Yan.
Okay.
Ang
And
saya
this is in the what area, Tristan?
Nasa Makati kami pero Barangay Rizal. Malapit na kami sa boundary ng Taguig.
Okay.
So, tsaka malapit kami sa BGC.
Yan. O kaya laman ng laman ng keg yan si Tristan. Yan yung pastor namin sa keg. Minsan nga Tristan, pumunta ka nga ng staff meeting. Mag-share ka nga sa team. Very open yung mga yun willing yun. Gusto nilang yung mga ganyan yung pinagpe-pray sila, yung nakakarinig sila ng salita ng Panginoon. Punta ka ha, minsan imbitahin.
Sure. My pleasure.
Hindi lang minsan. Kung hanggat kaya mo, go ka lang.
Hindi lang ako magsisisig tuwing bisita.
Mag-share ka na. Okay. So bago tayo bago tayo pumunta kay King kung nag-brown out ba sila o hindi. Meron pa ba? Meron pa bang mga nag-brown out sa atin, King? Makasama natin.
Oo. Kay Omi, no brown out, but water still out.
Wow. Okay.
Yvonne naman, no brown out in Tondo.
Hi, D.
2 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Wow.
Sa Caloocan pala si Omi. Caloocan. No brown out. But wala.
Wala.
Boots naman, blackout in Mandaluyong and condo generators were on for 7 hours. Yun ang okay sa condom generator. Meron pa yung kuryente.
Sa inyo ba, King, nag-brownout din kayo?
Nag-brown out. Kasi,
How
diba,
long?
nagising ako, ang init. Kasi, namatay yung electric fan, ganyan. So, ang init. Dito meron kami ng mga maliliit na portable fan. Madami kami, 3 kami nun. So, sinet up sa tabi ng bed para makatulog kami. Pero ang hirap pa rin makatulog kasi sobrang lakas ng hangin. So,
Oo.
ang hirap pa kasi. Parang galit na galit yung hangin.
Oo nga.
Around between 1:30 or 2 o'clock hanggang mga 6:30 nawala ng kuryente. Here in Valenzuela, Kelly.
Okay. Kami sa Taguig, sa beach, nasa keg kami nung Wednesday. Nagsara kami ng tindahan, as always. Mga 11 o'clock. Wala naman kami brownout sa Taguig. Pero 11 o'clock, 11 p.m. Wednesday, nag-brown out sa bahay. Nag-text na yung mga bata. Nag-message na yung mga bata na wala ng ilaw. Tapos bumalik kahapon, Thursday ng mga 9 p.m. 8:30 to 9 p.m. Ganun katagal yung brownout. As in, buti na may tubig, pero brownout. So, nung nag-lunch kami, late lunch kami, para tipid, wala na muna breakfast, late lunch. Tapos kain kami ng breakfast food, altanghap. Tapos, after that, mga 4 o'clock, lumabas kami. Dinala namin yung buong pamilya. Nagkwento ko kay King, dinala namin yung buong pamilya, sakay kami sa kotse, ikot kami, tingin kami ng mga ano na nangyari, nung nawala na yung ulan at saka hangin. Labas kami, tapos habang nasa daan kami, sabi ng mga bata, McDonald's! So nag-drive-thru kami ng McDonald's. Pag-uwi namin, wala pa rin ilaw. So naka-candlelight dinner kami. Sabi ni Lexi, yung aking 7-year-old, sabi niya, oh, how nice. We're like in a royal dinner kasi puro mga kandila. Pero McDonald's ang kinakain namin. Ganda ng perspective ng bata. Wow, royal dinner kasi mga kandila. Eh, di ba si Miss Vera, ma-decorative yan. Di ba? So, yung mga kandilang nilabas niya, hindi lang yung mga normal. Pati yung mga bote na may mga ilaw sa loob na nilagay niya sa keg, nagdala rin siya sa bahay. So, meron siya mga decorative bottles na may ilaw sa loob. So, yung wow! Nakakatuwa naman ang mga bata. Pero etong tanong. Anong mas gugustuhin ninyo? Walang kuryente o walang tubig? Yan. Sagot din kayo mga nanonood, nakikinig. Anong mas gugustuhin ninyo? Walang kuryente o walang tubig? Go. Sige. Kayo. Ikaw, King. Unahin kita, King. Ano mas gusto mo?
Walang kuryente.
Walang kuryente. Okay. Dahil?
Especially kung summer, pag summer, mas importante na mas okay na walang kuryente kasi walang tubig. Kasi sobrang init, di ba? Summer, kahit na may kuryente, mainit. So, ang sarap maligo. Tapos, siyempre, pag kumain ka, maghuhugas ka ng mga plato, mga ganyan. Napaka-importante ng water. Kaya I feel for, our viewers, si Omi, nung walang tubig sa kanila because may isang time wala rin tubig dito sa amin. Ang hirap. Pag wala namang water, tapos pag wala namang water, walang kuryente, okay lang kasi makakaligo. Mas okay sa akin.
Ikaw, Tristan. Mas gusto mo, walang kuryente o walang tubig?
Parang wala akong gusto sa dalawa, coach. Pero dahil sa kailangang pamilya, yung kuryente na lang.
Walang kuryente.
Walang kuryente. Mahirap kasi dahil pag iniisip ko, na-challenge ako sa tanong mo dahil puro kami di kuryente. naka-induction cooker, naka-rice cooker ka. So pag walang nag-prepare ako for this for the storm, for the typhoon kasi nga baka mag-brownout. Lahat ni-recharge ko na, nagsaing na ako ng madami, nagluto na ako ng pwedeng kainin para pag nag-brownout, naka-prepare na kami. Pero kung mangyayari yan for a long haul, mahihirapan kami. Pero kung mamimili sa dalawa, walang kuryente na lang, mahirap din kapag may bata. Tapos
Oo.
hugasan mo kapag, di ba, kapag nagpupo yung bata. So, hindi ko alam kung paano namin gagawin. Mauubos yung alcohol. Pag ganon.
At saka buti na lang, marami tayong alcohol ngayon sa bahay. Di ba? Sa mga bahay-bahay natin, marami tayong alcohol, marami tayong pang-disinfect, marami tayong ganito. So, but I agree. Tanong-tanong lang, no? But I agree, mas maigi na yung walang kuryente. Kasi dati naman talaga, wala namang kuryente, di ba? Hindi nga, dati, kinikwento ko rin while we're having dinner, napag-usapan din namin yun eh. Kasi nga si Patricia, yung pangalawa kong anak, nag-aano siya nagdo-doktor siya eh. Diba? So, syempre, yung kanyang of course, lahat ng mga reading notes niya nasa tablet na at saka nasa laptop na pagka-powered naman siya, yung may charge naman yung laptop at saka yung iPad, pwede siya mag-aral. But sabi ko, isipin mo si Dr. Jose Rizal nung panahon na yun na nag-aaral siya. Wala namang Meralco nun. Di ba? As in, di ba? Kandi-kandila lang yun eh. Right? Or the times nung panahon ng Old Testament. Sabi nga ni Isa, kasi lahat ng mga anak ko, lahat sila nakasalamin na, including the 7-year-old, si Lexi. Mataas ang grado ni Lexi kasi nga she has a condition na medyo lazy eye yung isa eh. So nagko-compensate yung isang mata na tumaas ng gusto yung grado. So it's she's gonna be wearing corrective lenses in a few weeks. And everybody including Vera nakasalamin na naka-contacts kasi si Vera for the longest time high school pala naka-contacts na yun. So sabi namin, grabe, ganun katalas din yung mata nila hanggang sa tumanda sila. Siyempre, nagbo-blur din yan, di ba, with age. Pero, it's still sharper than the average eye of a young person. So, si Isa, yung panganay ko, sinasabi niya, baka naman, yung mata natin is trained to take in only very little light. Kasi sa dilim, kaya nilang, they can survive. They can still see with little light. So yung mga ganong klaseng usapan ang umiikot sa aming kagabi. So sabi namin, mas okay nga na yung walang kuryente kasi you can survive without electricity. Diba? Even cooking food gas stove naman tayo. Diba? Of course, si Tristan, marami sa kanila de kuryente. Pero yung sa normal household, gasol, di ba, use LPG. So, madali magluto. Yun lang mahirap maglinis pag walang tubig. So, sana Omi bumalik na yung tubig sa inyo. Kasi yung iba, sa ibang lugar katulad ng Marikina, wala nga kuryente. Ang dami namang tubig. Pumasok na sa bahay nila yung tubig. Sobrang dami ng tubig, no? Which leads me to my next question. Kasi grabe yung nangyari sa Marikina. Kung nakita niyo lang yung mga videos, I'm sure everybody has seen videos or photos of what happened in Marikina. No? And we're really sad for what happened to the people in Marikina. Yung kapatid ni Attorney Bobby, di ba, nagpakita sila ng videos ng ano nangyari sa Marikina. I think, ikaw rin, Tristan, may pamilya ka sa Marikina, di ba?
Yung kapatid ko po. Hindi pa nga po ako nakakarinig ng feedback kung kumusta na sila kasi ang alam ko wala silang kuryente ngayon.
Yeah. So actually maraming sumagot po, Cho. Sabi nila talaga, medyo unanimous yung walang kuryente yung PPD. Si Jared, walang kuryente. Aljon Basque, Cristobal, kuryente na lang po. Si Weng, walang kuryente, water is the universal need po. Yun, walang kuryente rin. Boots. Okay na ang walang kuryente, tubig is everything. Okay. Ito, medyo kakaiba to. Hirap to choose. Mas okay na wala tubig basta pwede mag-aircon, mag-TV, mag-init ng food sa microwave at mag-rice cooker.
As long as may enough water sa bathroom.
Basically, wala.
Pareho kami ni Abby.
Hirap to choose.
Mahirap kasi lalo na pag may mga anak or may mga bata na maliliit pa, ang hirap ng wala rin kuryente.
Oo nga.
The
Ang sabi ni Omi,
the swimming pool water becomes useful.
correct. Correct ka dyan. Kahit pang flash lang at saka pag dilim pag ano.
Malaking bagay yun, ay ma-flash mo yung
Oo, oh my gosh. You have to always keep sanitized, di ba? Yung pinaka-importante, malinis yung bahay, di ba? Kasi, lalo na ngayon, kasi kung sipin nyo kung nawalan ka nga ng tubig, it becomes very unsanitary, the home. And at a time like this that there's COVID, di ba? I mean, you have to keep, hindi naman pwedeng magsaspray ng alcohol, maubos din naman yung alcohol. So, importante talaga malinis ang bahay. So, tubig is life. Tama yun. Si Weng, nagpapa-shoutout yata.
Hindi, meron natin tinag.
May tinag. Okay. Sorry. Alam mo naman, hindi tayo techie. So, hindi natin alam yung mga ganyan. Pero meron akong thought in mind that we want to share with everybody listening to us. Kasi, it's true that we're sad about what happened in Marikina. Kasi yung isang video na nakita namin, pati yung sapatos na malaki, yung floating yun naka-float sa river yun. Yung sapatos na malaki na that has become an icon already in Marikina, inanod na rin, tinangay na rin. And many things happened in Marikina, which we are deeply saddened about. But we've seen it happen before in Ondoy. And Ondoy was something that was new. Kumbaga, novel Ondoy. Parang at that point in time, that was 3 months worth of rain in one day. And that's why the flood waters rose, and we had weeks before people had to be rescued and all. And when you see Ulysses, they say was even the water level went even past the water level that Ondoy gave, and the cry for help was still there, but kind of people already knew what to do. People already knew how to prepare for the worst of all. And I think that's one concept or idea that I want to put out there. Many times, we Filipinos are known to be resilient, di ba? Tayong lahat, we're all known to be resilient. Kasi nga sa dami ng bagyong dumarating sa bansa natin, alam na natin na at this time of the year, puro bagyo yan, sunod-sunod yan. So, paghandaan na natin, gawa na natin ng paraan, and all. Even here in our area, first time this year na nakakita ako na sa mga kanto ng major streets namin, merong naka-park, merong nakalagay na rescue raft. So, pagka bumaha sa area namin, pwede nilang gamitin yung mga raft na yun to bring out people or to rescue people, to bring them to higher ground. But that's also my point na I think at some point we become too resilient to a fault. Na nawawala na yung mindset na ayoko na, tama na, tigilan na natin to. Ayoko na ma-experience ng mga tao ko to. which calls for a lot of planning, which calls for a lot of uh, political will, if you may, no, na to make sure that, hey, I don't want Ondoy to happen. I don't want another Ulysses to happen. I don't want another, I mean, it's just that there has to be that point where we say enough, enough. That's it. I've been resilient enough, but there has to be a point where you say, that's it, enough. Let's do something about it so that we can build a community, we can build a city that will be, uh, baha-proof or flood-proof. Yung mga ganon. Uh, so there, I wanted to throw that out and maybe ask you guys what you think about that. Kasi it's come to that where we're no longer, where resiliency has become, hindi naman a fault, hindi naman a weakness, but it's become kind of resiliency, resiliency to a fault. So I wanted to get your thoughts around that. Because Tristan was sharing something about the Japanese, for example. Tristan, pwede mo ma-share yun sa atin?
May napanood lang ako na documentary, coach, sa typhoon and flood preparation ng Japan, specifically in Tokyo. Kasi parang during the I'm not sure if it's early 1900s or 1800s, kapag binabaha sila, sobrang laki ng problema. Pagkatapos, may problema sila sa transportation because the city is booming. That's why they started building deeper and bigger manholes and then subway. So they planned it. They planned it for an influx of these people and then factoring the typhoon and the earthquake. So ang galing lang nung advanced planning nila. They prepared for typhoons really way, way, way ahead of their time. So that will pass even their generation. So I'm just thinking if we could build it that way. Ang galing ng crisis planning nila. If we could imitate that kind of resiliency, na yung effect pagkatapos ng typhoon, the best way to be resilient is to respond what we can learn from the situation, not just to adapt. Parang that's what's heartbreaking, I guess, for us to see. That people, yes, we are all resilient, pero we're not learning from the previous crisis. I guess the best way now for all of us is to not just to adapt for another Ulysses, but to really learn from it and do a crisis planning for the next Ulysses or the next Ondoy. Not that we're expecting one, but it's just getting ready for it. Like what other nations did, like Japan, South Korea, or even Thailand, who's also preparing now for a bigger economy. So something like that. So
Galing.
yun yung nakita ko doon, coach.
Diba? Importante kasi yun na purpose, plan, perfect timing. Those are three things. Parang, what is your purpose? Ano ba yung purpose for you wanting to improve your city? What is the purpose for you wanting to do a certain project? Diba? Kasi importante yung meron kang deeper meaning to do the things that you want to do. And then you plan it out. It may take years to plan out, pero at least meron kang master plan. And hopefully, one administration after another, kasi alam naman natin sa bansa natin, na projects are all coterminous with the one who's sitting in the mayor's office or in the governor's office, the congressman's office. Parating mga coterminous yan eh. So sana may continuity, sustainability. Kasi yan naman importante, but sustainability. At saka hindi naman lang naman yan para sa atin, para sa taong bayan yan. Naging political na. Sa susunod na halala po, huwag po natin kalilimutan, RD Abelio po, ang inyong abang lingkod. May asa kay pag-asa. May pag-asa kay asa. Diba? So,
may isa pa.
Pero,
Sorry,
yeah,
coach.
go ahead. Go ahead.
May naalala lang ako while you were saying, while you were speaking, na sabi doon sa napanood ko, one of the root causes why this happened is that people were not educated. So
Mhm.
ginawa daw nila, they really educated the people around them para the planning would continue even if the leader who's in charge uh, natapos na yung term niya. So yung education para yung community will rally behind the the program
Mhm.
para magtuloy-tuloy para lahat talaga mayroong political will. So ang galing nung documentary because it says that the political will is not just with the person who's seated but with also with the other people. Para yung community will rally.
Very
Ayun.
good. Yeah.
Ayan.
It's for the people, by the people. Di ba? It's for the people, by the people. So, tama yun. You get the community behind, you get the citizenship behind the cause. Di ba? So, and, everybody do their job. Everybody do their work. So that we can build a better city. We can build a better community. We can build a better the next generation. We can build for the next generation. No? Ano yung sinasabi ng iba, King? Tingnan
Ayan.
natin.
Alfred, exactly. Resiliency has become some sort of comfort zone.
Mhm.
Ayan. Sabi pa niya, resiliency may be one of our strengths, but it's also one of our hindrances to progress. Kaya naman natin eh. It's not an excuse to not be better. Okay?
Mhm.
We're more reactive. We lack foresight. Mhm. Sabi naman ni Jared, agree advanced city and regional planning, design, and population density po need to address.
Mhm.
Sustainability po talaga with the next generation in mind. Kinorek na, generations.
Mhm.
Sabi naman ni Abby, is Mayora Abby. Prevention than cure. Usually we prepare for the effects and not to prevent the cause. Sabi naman ni Tez Navarro, yes, believe ako sa mga Pinoy talagang experience this smile. With small things given to them, it's kind washed out na bahay.
Mhm. Ikaw, King, what do you think? What do you think about the thought of resiliency to a fault?
Mm. I think, ano naman din, hindi ko alam kung resiliency to a fault because sa iba naman kasi din, merong mga pagbabago and
Mhm.
um, may mga lugar din na dating laging baha, ngayon hindi na.
Mhm. Mhm.
So, I think it's not anymore parang you cannot generalize it but it's ano na rin eh may mga localized talaga na mga problema and siguro yung sentiment kasi pag nakita mo online, feeling mo lahat na ng tao, ganun.
Mhm.
And I think more and more people are looking for solutions, real solutions, rather than just relying on the resiliency. So, I
Mhm.
think mas marami na talaga na gusto ng pagbabago kasi nga hindi na to mag-work in the next for the next generations eh.
Mhm.
And I hope the government will um, do their part also in fixing kung ano man yung kailangang ayusin.
Yeah.
Because some cities, dati sobrang lala, ngayon, nag-i-improve.
Mhm.
Diba? So, kumbaga parang resiliency, I guess, can just take you to a certain place. Pero, kailangan rin mag-act ng mga uh, may kayang mag-act. For us, it's the government that can uh, implement mga infrastructure changes, di ba? If that's the need, katulad nung sa ginawa ng Tokyo. And maganda rin yung ano, I like yung solution ng Tokyo, not just doing it, but also informing, di ba? Informing the public so that they know that it's not just about resiliency, but really kailangan nila to be prepared for the future and future journey.
Yeah.
So,
Very good. At saka kung well, I do agree that there are many also cities na they have really done their part, no, in building good things so that it puts a stop. They've identified the root cause. Yung katulad ng sinasabi ni Ad. They've identified the root cause and kumbaga RCA sila, root cause analysis. Ano ba yung saan pa nanggagaling to? Ano ba yung sitwasyon dito? Ano ba yung what's the epicenter of the problem? And then they start addressing that so that they're now more proactive in taking a look at how do I cure or how do I prevent rather than cure the problem later. Kasi tama rin yung sinasabi ng mga kasama natin na there's a tendency for many to become reactive rather than responsive. Kasi ang responsive is more thinking first before acting. Diba? Ang reaction kasi is you don't think. You just, kasi nandyan na sa harap mo. So, a-actionan mo na lang. But response is the ability to think first of the right response before moving into the crisis. Kaya sinasabi nila, di ba, crisis response team, CRT, was the crisis or disaster response team. Ibig sabihin ng disaster response team, they've thought through the disaster over and over and over again. They've thought through the crisis over and over and over again. So that if there's an area where there's a disaster or a crisis of this kind, they already know how to address the crisis. They already know how to respond to the crisis. So sa kanila, marami silang mga what if. What if ito, what if gano'n, scenario setting. And, because they want to be able to address the cause and really fix it so that they don't have to constantly be reactive towards situations like that. And we see that a lot in cities where they have very progressive leaders. They have progressive leaders that run the city or that lead and serve the public in the city. Kasi nga mas they're more open to different perspectives on how to address problems. Yeah. Ano sabi ni Tess? May sinasabi si Tess. Kasi si Tess, by the way, for those of you that are listening, Tess Navarro works with the Office of the Congressman of Muntinlupa, si Congressman Rufi Biazon. And I've met her many times. We've done many projects together in the city of Muntinlupa, together with Omi. Si Omi rin, she's also a supporter and a friend of ours. And together we help the city of Muntinlupa. And also before when we used to go to Alabang, Victory Alabang, and we also had a restaurant in Muntinlupa. That's why we wanted to help out the city in any way possible. Ano sabi ni Tess? Lagay ko na ha. Pakita ko. Ito yung sinasabi niya. Continuity plays a vital role in government. No to co-terminus programs yan. As in, Muntinlupa, one people, one vision, one motive. Yun. So,
Ganda.
talagang kailangan ibigay mo na rin sa tao. You have to really give it also. Or ask the help of people in your community or in your city. Para may buy-in. There's also an investment on the part of the citizenship of your city or your province or your municipality. Ito na, King. Ako, meron nang tatanong. May nagtatanong na.
Si Woods, okay. ang ating favorite questionnaire.
Questionnaire.
Mali. After that storm with strong howling winds, okay, akala nung sino yung nagsabi? Akala niya pag silip daw niya sa bintana niya, makikita niya si Elsa eh. What do you promise to finally fix so you're better secured for the next? Yaw.
Hmm. Ano ba to? Metaphor ba yung storm with howling winds? Are you saying that what do you finally fix in your house or in your life? Kasi pwede mo rin gamitin yan sa buhay, di ba? Kasi tayo parating dumadaan sa bagyo ang buhay. Dumadaan ang bagyo sa buhay natin. So, are you asking in life, what do we plan to fix to better secure for the next in life? Or at home, yung physical house mo? Paki-clarify lang yung question para maganda ang talakayan natin. Baka sabihin niya, in both. Allah. Mahirap yung in both. Ikaw, King, sagutin mo muna yan. Ngayon, tama, sabi sa'yo eh.
Ano sabi?
Sabi sa'yo.
Ayun.
Sabi sa'yo eh. Oh,
Yes.
ano?
Ako na. Kasi sa both naman kahapon ng umaga, so pagising namin, kung napansin niyo kami, tumutulo dito sa isang part ng bahay. So yun, literal, kailangan niya paalis before the next big storm. Kasi ngayon lang lumabas eh. For the past few yung ibang rain, wala naman. Kasi we had it prepared already. So ngayon, meron pa rin pala. So I don't know kung sa sobrang lakas niya or because of the wind, it went through another way. Pero may mga tumutulo kahapon. So I hope it's just because yung yung ano tawag dito? Yung hangin was coming from all directions. So water seeped through some other way. Para naman iba na yung hindi yung same problem. Diba? So mas maganda nang mahanap namin yung ibang problema kasi yung unang problema hindi pala talaga na-address. Personally naman, in my life? What a wonderful question. Parang akala mo pang
Miss Universe.
What do you promise to finally fix in your life so you're better secured for the next? I think parang sa ngayon okay. With regards to kahapon, I think okay. But if there's going to be a bigger one or kung another disaster other than typhoon, I guess yung talaga, financial security, no? Kailangan natin lahat. I don't think ako lang. But lahat kailangan natin to be more financially secure for anything that can happen. Insure your car, kung yung house mo, pwede i-insure mo, diba? Non-life insurance. And ikaw mismo, be insured. So I think yun. You can never have enough na insurance with all your things and property and of course yourself. So, yun lang po.
Ikaw, Tristan.
I agree with the King. So you can really never can tell, di ba? Parang ganon, King.
You can never can tell.
You can never can tell. So ensure. Siguro insure your soul also, insure your spirit. So that's also a good way to make sure that you will keep sane even in times of crisis. I remember Craig Rochelle in his topic at one point about crisis management. Don't waste a good crisis. So it's a good time to para yung wake up call lang. So for me, it's really to stop and siguro plan, I think maganda yung realization kapag may crisis kasi it gives us a bigger perspective. I think that's what's important for me. Kapag merong mga crisis, may mga typhoon, what can we do to make this better next time? How can we better prepared for the next typhoon? Praise God kasi during this typhoon, we're better prepared than the last time. Yung nag-ondoy kasi binaha kami lahat ng documents ko, nasira. So, at least nung ito ngayon, we're better prepared. Nasa ibang lugar na yung mga documents so hindi na mababaha. Tsaka pinicture na namin para may soft copy. So, things like that. Prepare for the next one. And then, yun. And then, siguro yung mga learnings from the past, tulad sinabi ni King, both of us, meron kayong mga insurances, may yung, pati yung sasakyan. So, it's really preparation for the next one kapag medyo okay na. Pero kung halimbawang nandun kami sa position na we're in difficult position, I guess it's really to ask for help. Well, besides, wala nang magagawa but to really ask for help. So if that's you and you really need help, let us know. Maybe there's a way we could send support if you need one, okay, and channel you to the right organization. So yun,
Alright.
Coach.
Thank you so much, Tristan and King. Well, when you talk about securing the house, I think it's very simple. I mean, you secure everything that's leaking and all. But I think the more important question is in life. For me, I would fix the future of my kids and our retirement, and starting off with the spiritual life, the spiritual aspect of my kids, because we can't be here 24/7 watching over them, guiding them, teaching them, and all. They will have to live their own life, and so we want to be able to take a look at how they are living their life according to the Word of God, according to that they pray, that they really turn over their life to the Lord, and there's really a 180-degree change or transformation, not because of us, but because of what God is doing in their lives. That I can be secure and say na ayos na yan, okay na yan. I mean, they're safe in God's hands. They're safe. They're safely walking in the purposes of God. And the next thing that I would fix is their future. Make sure that I invest, that I leave them with an inheritance of whether that's education, inheritance of assets or whatever, just so that they're secure already for the future when I'm gone. And the reason why we get into business, the reason why we take a look at investing in other businesses or buying businesses, is not just because of us, it's because of them. Most of you know that my eldest daughter, that she's the president of our restaurant and our bar in BGC, and we bought that because of her, because she wanted that. So that one goes to her. I mean, next to myself and my wife, she's the second biggest shareholder in the company. So nandun na yun, nakaplano na yun for her. Patricia, when she graduates from med school and becomes a doctor, sabi niya, Papa, I will concentrate on my practice. Please help me with the business side of the clinic and and all that. So, we're setting that up. My third daughter, who's taking up music business management at Mint College, if she decides to become an artist, she's already spoken to us and said, Papa, Mama, can you help manage my career, because I don't know how to handle all of that. Ang alam ko is to perform, to sing, to dance, to make music, to compose, to create, to develop. But the business side, please help me. I want to take care of that. So, yung mga ganon, we want to prepare them already, secure them. And for us as a couple, hindi na kami umaasa sa mana ng kung meron kaming mamanahin o hindi. It's beside the point. We'll have to create our own and then pass that on to our children. So that's what I wanted to to fix and secure for the next, not just the next storm, but the next generation. Kasi hindi mo naman tinitingnan yung pagdating ng susunod na bagyo eh. Hindi, you have to look, your vision has to be way farther than that. Your purpose has to be way deeper than just, weathering a storm in life. It has to be long term. Kasi pag nagawa mo yung long term, maa-address mo yung short term, which is the storms in life. I wanna be able to address this. So, maganda yung sinabi ni Omi. I'll just flash this here. Sabi niya, just heard that after Ondoy, people in Marikina added floors to their houses, but still, Yuli rains flooded and reached their roofs. Yeah. So, that's good. Maganda nga yan, Omi, na nagdagdag talaga ng floors ang mga tao, diba, sa bahay nila. Kaya lang, ang masakit doon, binaha pa rin sila at umabot pa rin sa bubong. Diba? So, anong sinasabi sa atin ng ganyan? Ang sinasabi lang sa atin ng ganyan, dapat mas proactive ang leadership. Diba? There has to be more proactivity in terms of leadership so that if the citizenship or the citizenry, the residents add floors to their house, they're doing their part. Pero as leaders, we also have to do our part to make sure that it doesn't happen again. Na kahit first floor, hindi babahain. Di ba? Kasi nag-invest nga yung mga kasama natin sa Marikina. Nag-invest sila, nagpatayo sila, nagdagdag sila ng floors. Can you imagine how much investment they made on their houses? Only to find out that pagdating ng Ulysses, binaha pa rin. Inabot pa rin hanggang bubong. Di ba? So, isipin mo, naglabas ka ng pera para magtayo ng isa o dalawa pang palapag sa bahay mo na binaha pa rin. So, sana, ang nangyari, it's the leadership responsibility yan. Di ba? Everything rises and falls on leadership. So, if you think about it, what should leadership do para kahit first floor pa lang, hindi na papasukin ng baha? Hindi na babahain. Na yung buong city mo will be, the flood control system in your city is well addressed. Kasi yan yung cause. Yan yung root cause niyan. So flood rains will come and it will always come. So what do we do? Given the situation of Marikina, kung ano yung topography ng Marikina, ano yung magagawa ng ganito, anong pwede nating gawin bilang leader o mga leader ng city ng Marikina so that we can elevate everything and make sure that our flood control system is fixed, na hindi yung pagka umuulan nangangambala ng mga presidente. Yun lang naman sa akin. I mean, these are just thoughts, no? I mean, and I don't fault the leadership of Marikina. I think they're doing a good job. It's just that, let's all progressively think together and, suggest, maybe we can do this, maybe we can do that. It's all for the better. It's never just to nitpick and say, no, but ganon. No, what we want to do here is we want to see how we can help and add value so that people can think about, maybe we can be proactive in doing this. Maybe we can be proactive in doing that. And suggesting to our leaders. Diba? Yun lang yung sa akin, mga kapatid. So, leadership responsibility. Everything rises and falls in leadership. Diba? Yun yung sinasabi natin. Bago tayo magwakas, may sinasabi pa si Boots, King.
Yeah. Sabi ni Boots, oftentimes we pray for God to take away the storm, but storms need to take their course. What we need is to ask God to help us weather the storm with wisdom, alertness, preparedness, and with faith in ourselves and in Him. Tama?
Yeah.
Napakaganda.
Okay. Pang-pastor yan na. Boots. Pastor ka na. Okay ka.
Correct.
No.
And literally, kailangan talaga ng ulan, di ba? Para mapuno yung mga dam na. Also for our good na ulan. But, of course, weathering the
Oh.
storm.
Sabi nga nila, di ba, you don't pray to be storm-free. You pray to be storm-proof.
Yes. Amen.
Oo, kasi kailangan natin ng bagyo sa buhay dahil the storms in life are what help shape our character. God allows the storms in life to happen so that it can help shape our character. It can help mold our character. If we're proud, we become more humble. If we're impatient, we become more patient. Lalo na kung wala kang kuryente, magiging patient ka talaga kasi aantayin mo hanggang bumukas ang kuryente, ma-restore yung kuryente. There's so many things the good things that storms will also do to us. It will ground us. It will make us grounded in reality of what God says in His Word, and it helps us grow as individuals or as people. So with that, naku, ladies and gentlemen, 9 o'clock na, 9:01 na. Yan. Wag natin kalimutan i-shout out yung ating friend from Cebu, si Juan Campihon. Yan.
Good morning,
Yeah.
good morning. Medyo na-lead ka.
Good morning.
Oo. So,
He is the only Juan who is watching from Cebu. He's the one and only from Cebu watching.
the replay. Para mapanood yung buong episode.
Okay, mga kapatid, ano na tayo, magpaalam na tayo. Sama na, Tristan. Sunod ako, King, ikaw magsara. Okay, go.
Yeah, maganda yung pag-usapan natin today. So I hope we learned something from it. I just remember remember the song. With Christ in our vessel, we can smile at the storm. So I hope during this time, kahit na may mga pinagdadaanan tayo, we can still smile in our storm. So that's it, Coach Hardy.
Thank you, Tristan. And always remember, when the storm was surging, all Jesus did was calm the storm. I mean, the disciples were scared. They were in fear. But all Jesus did was silence and calm the storm. And there are many times in storms in life that we will be scared. Normal yan. We will be scared. We will be fearful. We will doubt. We will be unstable. We will be shakeable. But I think for us, it's important to have our confidence in Jesus, to have our confidence in God, that only He can calm the storms in life. So when we wake up in the morning and pray, whatever storm we're going through in life, whether that's a financial storm, whether that's a professional storm, whether it's a relational storm, family, kids, or personal storm, ask Jesus to calm the storm, because He is the only one who can really calm the storm. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, for me, RD Abella, I'm saying happy weekend, and I hope that you have a restful week and a very productive week next week. Okay?
All right. So again, thank you so much for being with us, and I hope that you always keep safe and healthy and dry, lalo na ngayong pag-ulan. And just stay indoors kung hindi naman kailangan talagang lumabas. And I like yung I like yung sinabi kanina ni Coach, which is actually something that we can all do, is don't pray to be storm-free, but pray to be storm-proof. Okay, so kailangan natin maging storm-proof, not only sa physical, sa bahay natin, ganyan, but especially in our spiritual, emotional, and other aspects of our lives. Okay, so again, thank you so much for being with us. Hope to see you guys this coming Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for another week of Kape Tayo. Bye!
Bye.